2 of the 1975 World Series. The National League champions, the Cincinnati Reds, versus the American League champions, the Boston Red Sox. And there you see a shot of Boston on this foggy, rainy Sunday morning and afternoon. We've had rain here, neither ball club took batting practice, but the field is being cleared right now. And today's game is brought to you by your Chrysler Plymouth dealers, who invite you to see all their 1976 models on Thursday. And by Cricket, the disposable butane lighter that lasts for months. Catch a Cricket by Gillette. Hi, everybody. I'm Joe Garagiola, along with Ned Martin. We'll be describing the action of the game this afternoon between the Boston Red Sox and the Cincinnati Reds. Well, all the talk today was Luis Tiant and not too much talk about the wall. As far as the wall, nobody came close to hitting it yesterday, and I think that the Cincinnati Ball Club, as good a ball club as they are, realized after the game, a 6-0 win by Tiant, that Tiant could have beaten them if they were playing in an airport or if they were playing in a telephone booth. They played their game, and he beat them. The right-hand hitters tried to go the opposite field, but Tiant was just a little bit too much. As far as today, Jack Billingham is the pitcher for the Cincinnati Reds. He is switched in rotation with Fred Norman. Sparky Anderson made the move, feeling that Fred Norman would be more important in middle relief. Sparky has two left-handers that he can call on. He wants to hold Will McEnany for late in the ball game, so he is using Jack Billingham, a sinker ball pitcher. As I said, I'll be working with Ned Martin today. Ned has been with the Boston Red Sox all year, and Ned, the pitcher for the Red Sox, is Bill Lee, and that should give us an interesting afternoon.
Bill is one of the blithe spirits of baseball, Joe, and you're going to get a kick out of him and some of the quotes that he's made. But besides that, he's a pretty good pitcher. He won 17 games this year, 17 last year, and 17 the year before. And he said, I'm a consistent 17-game winner. Somebody asked him if he went to Darrell Johnson and said he wanted to pitch this game, if he was ready. He said, no, the manager came to me and said I was ready. So he's a guy that has a great move to first base. He's a good fielder. And I think you're going to see an awful lot of strange moves by him because he is a good one. The last game he won was August the 24th in a game against Chicago, and the same kind of day this was, held up by about an hour and a half of rain. And in that game, Carl Yastrzemski hit a home run to help him win it in the rain.
Still doing it.
Yeah.
Freddie, your first World Series game yesterday, what were your feelings as that first pitch was thrown? Were you nervous? Were you concerned? Were you uptight? Or what adjective might describe it?
Well, Tony, before the game I was a little bit nervous, as I am in almost every game, but after the first pitch was thrown, all my nerves left me, and I was completely relaxed.
Joe, you've been in this before, and you've seen now an actual game competition, the Red Sox. What about this ballpark, and what about the Red Sox team?
Well, I think the Boston Red Sox play this ballpark very well, especially their outfielders. I think that was the difference in our ball game yesterday. The way they played our hitters a little shallower than our outfielders played their hitters. And none of our balls fell in front of them, and a couple of theirs fell in front of us. And plus, they've got good speed and good players in the outfield. So they play this park very, very well, and I hope that we can play it a little differently today.
Joe, let me take you back one day, and Tiant and Nick Colosi, the first base umpire, said he broke his knee, he balked. What did you see?
I saw the same thing, but I saw the pitch earlier, a throw earlier. He almost picked me off because he gave me a limp knee and came to first base, which is a very good move. A lot of guys do that and they can't get away with it. It's very obvious, but he does it so quickly that it's hard to detect, and plus he changes. He doesn't do it each and every time he comes to first base.
Freddie, what about an outfielder coming to the Green Monster in Fenway Park? That's got to pose quite a bit of problems for him.
I think so, Tony. You may come out here for a workout the day before and get the balls off the wall, but, you can't possibly find out every little thing in one day. Like Joe says, playing shallow. That's a key thing in this park. You can't play deep. Anything hit over your head's going to bounce off that wall, and you may be able to hold them to a single anyway.
Freddie, they saw something very quickly yesterday. Luis Tiant and some of the moves he has to all the bases. He's going to see something tricky today, isn't he, from Bill Lee?
Bill Lee is a little bit different than anybody, actually. Bill Lee has a style all his own, and he'll hold runners close, I'll tell you that.
Joe Morgan, Freddie Lynn, two MVPs in each of their respective league. Let's go back upstairs.
Okay, Tony. I have to kind of laugh, and I can't wait to see Bill Lee pitch myself, because when you mention it to Ned Martin, he kind of snickers. You mention it to Fred Lynn, he says, oh, yeah, he's different. Well, we'll find out, and we'll bring you the national anthem and the ceremonial first pitch right after this message. Game number 2 was a salute to the Navy on its 200th birthday. The game honored more than 500,000 Navy men and women who have worn the Navy uniform with pride.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The month of snowy March
Seaman Carl C. Glencross tosses out the first ball under rainy skies.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Fenway Park for the second game of the 1975 World Series. Ladies and gentlemen, on the occasion of the 200th birthday of the United States Navy, representing Navy Recruiting District, Boston, the Navy Ceremonial Color Guard with the national colors.
We're going to listen to Tony Kubek. Tony Kubek in the rain delay area is going to be talking with somebody down there, so we'll check in with Tony.
All right, the man with whom I'm speaking is a man who drove in over 100 runs for the American League champion Boston Red Sox. He hit over 22 home runs, and yet he will not be the Rookie of the Year, or will you?
No,
you've got some competition from Freddie Lynn. This is Jim Rice, who is out of the series, obviously. Jim, what are your feelings right now as you watch your ball club that you helped all year long in a World Series?
Well, I'm not disappointed in anything about my injury. I'm happy I contributed something to the team with my 102 RBIs to get them here, and I just hope they continue having the great success like we have had during the season. But it's a shame that I can't play, and I'm not down to anything. I just wish the guys all the luck.
I'm surprised. What, you had your hand out of the cast a couple of days now?
About 3 days.
His left hand?
Left hand.
Fracture?
Fracture.
You know who your biggest supporter is? I'll tell you who he is. At the All-Star game in Milwaukee, I went up to Freddie Lynn and congratulated him for making the American League All-Star team, and he said, you know, Jimmy Rice ought to be here.
I wish I was there. If you go back and look, my statistics was just as bad as anyone else, but just like you say, it was the people chose, and I was a little disappointed, but I said, what the heck, I'm here to play baseball, and a couple of years I hope to make the All-Star team.
You're not going to have any problem going into next year with that hand, are you?
I hope not, Tony.
In fact, I saw you swinging a bat in the clubhouse a little while ago. It looked like you hit right now.
It feels pretty good, but I think if I go out there and try to play, I'll probably refracture or rehurt it or something like that, and I just take my time to go home during the winter and just relax and build it up by squeezing the sponge or something like that and just come back next year.
Jim, did Luis Tiant, well, this may be a bad choice of words, did he surprise you yesterday the way he pitched at Fenway against the Cincinnati Reds?
No, not really. If you ask Louis, say, Louis, how you feel? He say he feel great. You can expect a good game from Louis. It's been like this all season, like he really knows when he's going to pitch a bad game, like when his back was hurt, he said, I don't feel good or something like that. And anytime Louis go out there, you can expect it. You know, you just can't expect anything. Some days the guy go out and he just got his good stuff. No one can hit him. No one can beat him. And when they're hitting the ball, they're hitting it right at someone.
Bill Lee's pretty tough, too. It looks like Cincinnati to me, from what we've seen of them, it's primarily a fastball hitting club. And Tiant used the curveball well. Today, Bill Lee's used the off-speed stuff.
That's right. It seemed like the Cincinnati just waiting on a fastball. And our pitcher knows it, and the guys on the bench knows it. And as long as they get the breaking ball over, why throw the fastball? Just throw your breaking stuff and make them hit it on the ground or pop it up, something like that. With this wind blowing in, it's going to take a real good boat to get out here today.
Yeah, people forget that. You know, they always think of that wall, and it hasn't been hit yet in this young series, but they figure there are going to be a lot of balls hit off there. But when the wind's blowing it, it's not an easy park to hit it.
It's not, but Tony, I played out there, and the ball's been hit there. The guys just only get a single. If I was them, I would try to hit the ball the other way. And if the guy pitched the ball in and you hit it, you're going to hit the wall. But I want to go out there really try to looking for the pitch to hit the wall. But I think yesterday, bench, like even the ball was outside like he was trying to pull it. And I know that wall would say it's only 315 down there, but you're going to have to get it up to get it out.
That's quite a ball club they've got over there. You've beaten them the first game. You're heading this ball game, but that's a tough club. We've seen them all year long, and they like the fastball. They can do a lot of things. They run well. They do everything so well, but every time they seem to get something going or about ready to get something going, Yaz makes a diving catch. Fisk throws somebody out at second base. Morgan today. Lynn with a diving catch, and you guys have played that way all year long, haven't you?
That's right. We played that way all year, and I know you're stopping now, especially at this time of year at World Series. I think this the time all the guys on both teams really go out, diving catch, really try to move the wall a little back by running into it. Excuse me. But these guys are just like I say, been doing all year, and they don't want to stop now.
Jim Rice, congratulations on a fine year. We wish you could be in this World Series.
I do too.
Here go the Boston Red Sox.
There he is, Ned, your man.
face cowboy from Southern California. He's never had a losing season in baseball. He had a 1-3 record when he first came up here, but that was in the later part of the year. In that minor league season, he won more than he lost, so he really has never had a losing season in baseball.
He's a pretty good mutter, too, isn't he?
Not too bad. This is his kind of weather.
One of the things they talk about is move. He's got many pickoff moves. I know the scouts who have scouted him say, be careful. Just watch him when the catcher returns the ball. He'll take that thing and quickly throw either to second or to first. It doesn't make much difference. So, but he picked off some 12 people.
Well, he's got, you got to watch his head, Joe and Tony. It's the way that he uses the head fake toward first base. He'll go, he'll walk around that 18-foot circle. He'll go out toward second base. He'll do a lot of things.
Well, he's kind of a surprise starter, as is Jack Billingham for the Reds in the second game of the World Series. I talked to Darrell Johnson, his manager, before the ball game and said, why Bill Lee today? He's not done well lately.
Well, Tony, basically, we're pitching Bill Lee because our scouting reports say that a pitcher of Bill Lee's type has good success against Cincinnati. Number two, we know that he can hold people as base runners on base very well. And some of their best base stealers are left-handed hitters. And again, according to the reports, we figure that the man has a little bit of an edge over some of our other pitchers.
Pretty good reason, keeping the runners close. A couple personal wars out here yesterday. It's kind of interesting to watch. There's his record, 17-11, 17-15, 17-9. Potential 17-game winner, as Ned Martin said earlier. I thought Fisk and Bench did a pretty good job of showing what they can do as far as the base runners are concerned. But today's a brand new day. And here is Pete Rose, who will bat right-handed against Bill Lee.
Pete Rose. This is Rose.
2,547 hits. That's a lot of hits. Came right in with that fastball.
Both pitchers in today's ball game, low ball pitchers, if they have their control, and they haven't been out there too much lately, you will see a lot of ground balls.
That ball is rolling foul.
Oh.
Fisk wisely picked it up because it looked like it might take a left turn on him. Struck him out, screwball. 3 pitches, 1 out. This telecast is presented by authority of Major League Baseball, is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience, and any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Commissioner of Baseball is prohibited. And Major League Baseball has the right of approval of the announcers for this event. That's a pretty good pitch right there, guys.
Lee will turn the ball over a lot. He'll throw the screwball, keep it away from right-handers. He'll cut the fastball and also run a slider in on a right-handed hitter.
There is
Senator Kennedy.
Ted Kennedy, also present here today at the ball game. Is it true Bill Lee at times will catch balls between his legs, behind his back, over his head, and standing on his head?
Yeah, almost.
Off the handle. Doyle, tricky hop, gets his man. That ball took a tricky hop.
Two gutty men around second base. They say that when these infielders from the Red Sox move to artificial turf in Cincinnati, it will be at a disadvantage. I don't know. Balls bounce much truer, although faster on artificial surface.
Tony, I always felt if you could play on a handball court. Doesn't make any difference. And these guys can play. They have these shift on bench way around. Second baseman Doyle is to the shortstop side. There you see him. They have really stacked against him. Turned it over in a straightaway center field. Plenty of room for Fred Lynn. Makes the play. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom half of the first. There is no score. Jack Billingham loosening up, and Ned, that wind seems to be blowing in. It's we're directly behind home plate, and you're going to really have to hit one.
Yeah, it's one of those, another feature of this lovely little ballpark that when it turns around and it can in the middle of a game, the whole offense and everything changes. It's an east wind blowing off the water. It's a cold one, and you're going to have to really pick one off the dirt with a fellow like Billingham and Lee today.
Cooper.
Here is Cecil Cooper.
First base, Cooper.
318 as a DH, which is tops in the American League. Lines the first pitch down the left field line. It is, oh, Foster had some trouble with it, and it's a two-base hit. Ned, you no sooner said it than it happened.
Just as Foster was going to go into his leap for the ball, he hit a soft spot. This park does drain well. We'll see it. Watch his footing as he nears the warning track. He's going to jump, and there he loses the footing, while just off the edge of the webbing of his glove.
Here's another angle on it, and you can see the footing just give way. Tell you, tricky things happen in this friendly little ballpark.
Well, that door you saw down in the corner also gives outfielders some trouble. It's not an easy place to get used to.
Here is Denny Doyle. And if he goes according to the book, which he usually does, he'll hit the ground ball to the right side. Takes it inside, ball one.
Yastrzemski on deck. Doyle, one of the best in the business at taking advantage of a man playing, and although the book says pull the ball, Rose is in at third, and he slapped the ball by him yesterday.
Knocked down by Billingham. That's going to be a base hit. Nobody's going to get him. Moving to third is Cooper. First and third, nobody out. And here it is again, a base hit.
Big, tall pitchers are not noted particularly for their fielding. Billingham is big. You can see he does not react too quickly. The ball almost by him with that follow-through, falling off toward first base. Just got a piece of it.
And this is the man of the hour, Carl Yastrzemski, who has really done it all. He has dominated this series. 317 lifetime home run. 2 on and nobody out. All one. Yastrzemski is superstitious. Digs in with that back foot. He's got a favorite pair of socks that he wears, baseball socks. Must be helping him, too. Takes it low, ball 2. There it is. Now, man playing in the World Series, you think he'd get a new pair, but you couldn't get him to change, Tony.
That looks like the kind that Tony used to wear.
Oh, when you're Polish, potato farmer.
Listen, man, the way he's going to buy 2-3 farms. 2-0 pitch. Right back to Billingham. He's going to go to second for one. They're coming to the plate. They may have a rundown. They do. Bad running by the Red Sox. Bench tags him out, and I'm telling you, they came within an eyelash of a triple play. Cooper hesitated. He should have come in immediately, and he hesitated. Billingham went to second, Tony.
Well, Billingham right here, a couple of guys appear to be yelling to him to go for Cooper coming in from third base. He decides to go to the double play. Another alert play by Concepcion. He made one yesterday on the ball. Bench with a pretty good play. Now we'll see the tag by Johnny, and close as you said, he's thinking double play. There is Cecil Cooper right now hung up. That's his job, though. That's what he's supposed to do. Force them to go for him.
But
break up the double play.
Tony, should he not have gone in as soon as that ball was hit?
I think he should get in a rundown and try and get there long enough to get both men to second and third, but Concepcion made a fine play.
Billingham immediately elected to go to second base, and Cooper, had he come from the very beginning, would have been able to score. But he hesitated, which gave Concepcion a chance to make the play, and here's Fisk taking the strike. That's one of those plays that the coach says, go in on a ground ball and get hung up to move the men to second and third. But he who hesitates ends up in a double play.
Never heard of that.
Oh, yeah.
You have now.
That's Darcy loose enough for the Cincinnati Reds. No score. Yastrzemski's on at second base. Strike 2 on Fisk. Line drive. Right field. Base hit. Yastrzemski will score. Carlton Fisk, a clutch base hit. Tony, that's got to be a big base hit if for no other reason that mix-up with the base running has to get your club down a little bit.
Well, it's a kind of hit, too, that can break a pitcher's heart. He appeared to be about to pitch out of what was going to be a tough jam, and then you get the base hit, but Fisk's done it all of September through the championship series.
Here is Fred Lynn taking a pitch outside, ball one.
Interesting, Joe. Some of the papers and some of the Cincinnati people said the outfield should be playing more shallow. Geronimo is playing more shallow in center field today.
Bouncing ball to Morgan. And that's it. But the Red Sox score a run. We complete 1 inning of play here. Boston 1, Cincinnati nothing. Rico Petrocelli to lead it off. Good day yesterday. First pitch, right field. Griffey's going back near the line. This could be trouble. Foul ball. Foul ball. Griffey really gave it an attempt.
He hit the wall hard also. Another one of those tricky spots. We explained to you yesterday, Ned, this is a tough spot, isn't it?
Right in there, and a lot of fielders worry about the wall. Evans plays it as well as anybody I've ever seen. Griffey played it well there.
Ooh. He looked at that wall twice as we saw it on the replay and actually had a play, but you can't blame him for not making it. The ball was in the park, but that's an awful tough play.
It's a tough wind, and of course he's got a warning track he's not familiar with. When you know a warning track, you know a couple of steps you're going to be at the wall. Again, the home park advantage.
Outside, 1-1. These Red Sox, an aggressive hitting club. It's a first ball hitting ball club. Fourth on the all-time Red Sox extra base hitters. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Petrocelli didn't have many hits in the 67 series, but 2 of them were home runs in 1 game.
He can play this part. Curveball gets him. Big breaking curveball, and that's the first strikeout for Billingham.
And that's where Billingham can be tough. Right-handed hitters, he can hit the outside corner with a sweeping curve, a slider, sinker ball, brush you back when the pitcher comes in on you.
His curveball has been giving him trouble as of late, and he was replacing the rotation by Freddie Norman, and it's just kind of a switch here. We talked earlier in the game. Billingham in his park, Sparky feels that he needs Norman as his middle relief man in a big series. Evans takes outside, ball 1. .327 after the All-Star game. They've got some fine outfielders, these Red Sox. Young. Hit him.
That's one thing that Larry Shepard, the Cincinnati pitching coach, and also Sparky said they learned yesterday they've got to pitch inside. Not trying to hit Evans, obviously, but move him off the plate so they can hang over the outside corner. I think many pitchers find that up here, Joe. You've got to move guys off the plate.
Well, I think that it's understood by the hitter and the pitcher that half the plate belongs to one and half the other, and there's some hitters who'll go up there and say, I'm taking your half too, and it's up to the pitcher to say, oh, no, you're not, and you give me back my half, and I'll let you have your half. Then he'll stick one in your ribs, and he'll take the whole thing from you. And that's the way it goes as they slowly sink in the West. 1 out, and here's Burleson. He's first ball hitter and a pretty good hitter. Low, nice play by Johnny Bench. Boy, I tell you, he can do it all back there. He made that look so easy. I love to watch this because he shifts on the ball. Watch him just get in front of it. That ball was right in the middle. If he'd have missed it, it'd have hit him right in the chest protector, which is what you're supposed to do. And that's the only reason they call it the tools of ignorance, that you're dumb enough to let it hit you. But that's the play. Pitch out. Nothing happened. Up the middle, off his leg. Nobody can get it. A base hit. Evans will stop at second. Geronimo has trouble picking up the ball, but Evans can't go anywhere. Billingham ducked that one.
Number 37.
Here's Morgan. Watch the dive. Give you an idea of the intensity of the play here in World Series. He just missed it. We'll throw this to Ned. Is Lee a good hitter? How does he do in the batting cage pregame?
Just ask him. No, he knows how to handle the bat, but he never had much of a chance because he was in relief for quite a while, and then when he became a starter, they put in the DH rule.
They're looking for the bunt, and I would be too. He's going to hit away, and he swings, and they got a pick-off attempt, and look out. He may go into center field, and Evans is going to try. No, he's not. He'd better make a U-turn. And, Tony, it's what you talked about. Being shallow, Geronimo could come in and charge that ball.
Bench has him dead to rights. He's leaning the other way. The low throw gets by, and Geronimo makes a very alert play coming in. You know, I think an adjustment the Red Sox outfield is going to have to make as we look at this again is they're going to have to learn to play a little deeper on artificial surface. The adjustment was made by Cincinnati as we watch this. There's Concepcion. Bench doesn't do this too often. He didn't throw the ball down in the dirt too often.
He just didn't get that ball up is what happened. I mean, he gunned the ball good. But started it low. It was a good shot showing that great daylight between the shortstop and the base runner. Here's a shot. They got him now. They're going to go to third. Here's the throw. They got him. Almost believed that Evans tried to play to draw a throw and take off because he didn't hesitate.
Sure looked like it. He tried to set Bench up. There he is. He isn't, well, I don't know. He caught Bench in the middle. Bench caught him in the middle. He's out at third, attacked by Rose, but I think you're right. He tried to set Bench up and he got caught.
I'll tell you something, though, Tony and Ned. Concepcion had to put a little extra on that ball. If he throws one of those little infield fly jobs down there, Evans has got it. This Red Sox ball club, Ned, is an aggressive base running club.
And they don't run the bases, haven't run the bases that well until the latter part of the year.
They don't play station to station. I mean, one base at a time. They just take off.
They don't have the team speed to make them a real flamboyant running ball club, but they try to take that extra base and take the advantage if they can.
They got these Cincinnati Reds wary, I'll tell you. Out on strikes, that ends the inning, an exciting inning. So at the end of 2, Boston 1, Cincinnati nothing. Looking at the scoreboard, we have a camera out there. There you see it. This is the shot that he'll get from that scoreboard. And I'll tell you, if they hit a ball off that scoreboard, the inside of it, you get the same feeling if you were inside a bell when it hits that tin. Your ears ring for about 20 minutes. Griffey will lead it off against Bill Lee, who was struck out 3 and has retired the first 6 men. Low ball 1. The Red Sox with 1 run on the scoreboard, but very aggressive base running. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cincinnati bullpen is busy. Ned, this aggressive base running of the Red Sox, you can't go just by base stealing, but the way, like Evans today here, who do you attribute it to?
Well, I think, Darryl Johnson has done some conservative things, but he will leave it to the hands of his coaches a lot. Don Zimmer at third and Johnny Pesky at first have been very instrumental in giving these guys confidence. Zimmer especially will send anybody almost any time. Keep the pressure on.
Well, they certainly have kept the pressure on. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Bouncing ball. Cooper finds it in his glove. Says, looky here. And he's got to play at first base all by himself. Tony?
Playing shallow as you have to for...
Look at him laughing.
He knows it.
What the ball players say, you ought to be hunting pocketbooks. Yeah, that took a quick hop and he was there. You know, Johnson, I guess he really isn't needling Zimmer when he tells him then go out and coach your usual game.
It's the way Zimmer plays it, that's all. He's more than a traffic cop there. He just runs green light a lot.
Geronimo takes a curveball outside, ball 1. Well, I tell you, in this series, you don't know if he's been a starter at a track meet or a third base coach. He's had him running. They won the first game 6-0. Red Sox lead 1-0 here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out on Geronimo.
This is Darrell's strategy. Keep the left-handed hitters off base, and if they do get on, Lee with his assortment of moves can hold them close.
Curveball catches the inside corner. He started it right at him. And Geronimo backed out, and it caught the inside corner. Struck him out. College baseball is such a big part of the total baseball picture with fellas like Dato and Ron Fraser. There's Alex Grammons coaching at third.
Number 43.
And George Sugar coaches at first, and they haven't had any business. They've been the loneliest men in the ballpark today. 8 people up, 8 people back, 4 strikeouts. Billingham is not much of a hitter. Burleson. 3 perfect innings for Bill Lee. 3 up and 3 down again in the third. We go to the bottom half. It's Boston 1, Cincinnati nothing. Bottom half of the third inning, and Cecil Cooper will lead it off. There is Commissioner Kuhn, and in the Navy hat to his right is Secretary of State Dr. Kissinger. Strike. Congressman Tip O'Neill is here with Joe Cronin, former American League president. Congressman Toby McDonald is here. You saw Senator Kennedy. That's what baseball's all about. Forget about the problems for just a couple hours. Have some fun at the ballpark. And so far, the Red Sox have been doing that. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cecil Cooper off the handle. Joe Morgan lays back, makes the play. You know, Morgan was asked about the grass and the artificial turf, and he always comes up with such great answers. He said, listen, I learned to play this game on grass. I'm a better ball player on grass. He is something.
On artificial surface, you can become more of a one-handed infielder. Ball always bounds up. You've got to get in front of more balls on the grass surface. Balls scoot on you, they take off, they bounce sideways.
This is Doyle. It'll be an adjustment for him when they get to Riverfront. Off the handle, here comes Morgan. Hey, in between hops, but he makes the play. Now, that ball would have been true hops on the artificial surface.
Morgan showing what you have to do. One of the differences, you've got to charge the ball more, obviously, because it gets to you more slowly. And that's an adjustment, but the infielders here for Cincinnati not only have fine ability, they think a little bit, too, and they know they've got to charge the ball more.
Yastrzemski takes a curveball low and inside. I think Reggie Jackson of the A's said it all when he said that Rice is the best hitter, Lynn is the best all-around player, but I want Yaz on my side. You just can't measure the value of this fella on a box score. Down a left field line, but it's drifting foul. Outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Yastrzemski draws the base on balls. That's the first walk given up. And here is Carlton Fisk and what he's meant to this ball club since he came back. In fact, he drove in the only run that's on the scoreboard after 2 were out. And that, to me, is always the toughest RBI in the world, that 2-out RBI. And he did it with Yaz on at second base, so he had to widen his strike zone to drive it in, and he did. There's the strike. High curveball. He got away with that one. Foul tip, and it's held on to by Johnny Bench. If it goes directly to your glove, you're all right. Had it hit his protector, it would not have counted. So that ends the inning 1-0 at the end of 3. Man in the middle is the Hall of Famer Joe Cronin. To his left, Mrs. Cronin, and to the right, Congressman O'Neill and Mrs. O'Neill. Hey, a blooper again. And today is Joe Cronin's birthday, and they paid tribute to him here by singing him happy birthday. He played in the World Series in '33 and managed the Red Sox in '46 here. Lee drops the curveball in for 1-1. And it's also Christopher Columbus's birthday and Tony Kubek's birthday. So there are 3 Hall of Famers in my book. Beautiful. Right to Doyle.
Joe, an adjustment by the Cincinnati hitters. Pete looked like he was trying to hit that screwball or the tailing fastball the opposite field.
Well, they tried it with Tiant yesterday. They went to the opposite field. In fact, Bench, Perez, Foster, and Concepcion all yesterday went to the opposite field. Don't look now, but Bill Lee has retired the first 10 men that he's faced. Tony Petrocelli is really guarding the line. You figure he's going to punch a curveball if he gets it, Morgan?
I think he's doing it more. Morgan doesn't hit that way in case he bunts. And he can get a good angle coming in on a ground ball or a bunt ground ball down that way. Joe doesn't bunt a whole lot, though. He likes to pull the ball. He pull the ball less against a left-handed pitcher.
He spent a lot of time with Rod Carew this spring. He's amazed at the ability of Carew, but he hasn't been able to bunt. Curveball is a strike. Lee has thrown everything up there except the rosin bag. Curveballs, sliders, fastballs, screwballs. He has really shown an assortment. and great control. Foul ball. Inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ball 3. 3 and 2 on Morgan. Ball 4. It gets by Fisk, but Morgan will not go anywhere except to first base.
Here we go again.
Now we'll
Morgan
see it.
yesterday. Today we got Lee against Morgan.
Now we'll see that move.
Yeah, this should be fun.
You know Morgan's going to have to try it.
He says he does not have a good move to first, but he says I throw a lot of them over there, and they just have difficulty figuring me out which one I'm going to use.
Well, he didn't even come set that time, just stepping through. There's a base hit in the right center field. He went with him, and Morgan will easily make it to third. Bench will hold it first, so it's first and third. 1 man out, and the batter is Perez. And Tony, you made the point with Pete Rose, and he tried to go the opposite field, and that's what Bench did.
Let's see now if Lee makes an adjustment to counter that and starts popping him inside with a slider fastball.
Curveball. Going to be tough. Burleson gets 1. Not in time. We're all tied up, 1 apiece. That's a tough play, Tony.
Not much of an argument from Gramus at third, but Sparky Anderson was on the top step of the dugout saying Doyle cheated at second base, and let's watch Denny Doyle. He's way out in front off the end of the bat. Burleson makes a good play to get the lead runner. But watch Denny Doyle. Is he or is he not on the base? Don't know. I'd like to see that.
I would say on that he was on the base.
Left-hander Bill Lee continues to hold Cincinnati scoreless until the 4th inning. Morgan walks. Johnny Bench singles, sending Morgan to third. And when Tony Perez hits into a force play, the Big Red Machine scores its first run of the series.
This is Foster with Perez on at first base. 2 men out and 1 run is in. We're all tied at 1 apiece. Inside ball 1. Here it is at second base. Let's take a look at it now. He's got to have his foot on the bag when he gets the ball. There is the ball.
Wait a second. Was he?
I think he might have just ticked it. I'm not sure.
On second thought, that's the old neighborhood play. He was in the neighborhood, Tony.
I'll tell you what I always say, when they enforce the rule that a runner has to slide at the bag and not at the guy making the tag, then they can enforce the rule the shortstop or second baseman has to touch the bag. How's that for a defensive answer?
The preceding was a paid political announcement on behalf of shortstops.
That's right.
Boy, oh boy. Looper is going to drop for a base hit. He hit that off the end of the bat, but just hard enough to get it over the head of Burleson. Perez stops at second. Foster's on with the base hit. So after retiring 10 men in a row, the base on balls came home to haunt. And now a base hit by Foster, and it's first and second, 2 men out. And Concepcion is the batter.
Concepcion. Shortstop.
There's a fastball, and it's hit straight away center field. Lynn got a bad break on that ball, gliding in, makes the play. He got a bad jump on it, but that speed will erase your mistake. Makes the play, ends the inning. In the bottom of the 4th, we're all tied at 1 apiece. Fred Lynn to lead it off, known to bunt when he leads off, known to jump on that first pitch. Just a good all-around ball player. Tries to bunt. Foul ball.
You're not that smart. He must have told you something.
No. I'd watch him.
You got the scouting report.
No. Listen, I watched him. Watch Bench get out of there. He comes out of that chute like Yogi Berra is the only guy that I can compare Bench to. Did I say that right, where Yogi is still 1.5 over him?
I've seen him come out and throw guys at third base in bunt situations.
Yogi, huh?
Oh.
And Bench comes out there just as well. Left field. Foster's going back to the wall. He's going to have to come in a few steps now. Makes that one-hand grab with that glove that he uses like a tweezer. You know, Sparky told him to just go to the wall and try to catch it, and if it goes over your head, let somebody else worry about it. And that's not a bad idea, Ned.
Well, opposing outfielders have a problem. Claudell Washington, the A's, did have that problem, and the wind hurt him. He went to the wall, but and then came in, but the ball it was hit off the wall.
I don't know what you said yesterday on radio, Joe, but we said here sooner or later that wall's going to play a part in this series where we got 13 innings just about and hadn't been hit yet.
The only way it's going to play a part if it collapses. Everybody's made such a... I tell you, that workout there was really something. Petroselli takes it outside 1-1. They were taking pictures like they had just put up that wall. That's a simple sign. Nice fastball. It's hit up the middle, and Concepcion has a big hop. Good sinker. 2 up and 2 down. Billingham had a shaky first inning. Gave up a hit and hit a batsman in the second. Third. 2 ground balls and a strikeout. A fly ball and a ground ball here. Here's Dwight Evans. It's a strike. Outside corner. 2 strikes. Let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network. Curveball, and he almost chased it. That's always a tough pitch to lay off, and it's a tantalizing kind of curveball, and you start leaning and you can't really stop.
Old high school roundhouse.
That's what it is. There it is again. This time he got him. Evans is out on strikes. 3 up and 3 down. So as we complete 4 innings here, the score is Cincinnati 1, Boston 1. Here is Ken Griffey, who bounced out to Cooper. Cooper put his glove down. There it was. Made a good play. Curveball is high. Ball 1. Big sports afternoon here on NBC. You're watching the World Series, and we got Jack Buck standing by. Time permitting, old Jack will be there. And, of course, that Oakland Raiders Kansas City Chiefs football game after this. And I don't care what the records are now. You got Oakland playing Kansas City. You got yourself a ball game. And Cecil Cooper's got himself another easy out. I guess that's one of the great rivalries in football, the Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs. And when you got a rivalry going, you don't look at the standings, you look to knock some heads. That'll be coming on this afternoon.
Wonder how Kenny Stabler's knee is. That's some problems.
Snake.
Morgan's worried about him. He's a great Oakland Raiders fan.
Those runners, they worry about knees, even other sports. So you stay with us. Grandstand, time permitting, and Oakland Raiders in Kansas City this afternoon. And Geronimo takes it low, ball 1.
Ned, you know this wind better than we do, but does it appear to be shifting or picking up a little?
Seemed like it's going more from left to right than it was previously.
Hit off the end of the bat. Evans has got himself an easy play. Had him played perfectly. That was a nice, polite swing by Geronimo and a nice, lazy fly ball.
Number 43, Jack Billingham.
Here's the kind of follow-through that Garagiola would have bunted on. Bunted right by him on his left side as he falls over to third base and beating it out easily, wouldn't you?
Boy, I'm almost rooting to have somebody hit one when he follows through like that to see it. Ground ball to Doyle. He boots it, but he's going to have time. Flip, 3 up and 3 down. And so as we go into the bottom half of the 5th inning, we're all tied up, 1 apiece. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning, and Ned Martin will be doing the play-by-play. And Ned, and what does that mean?
Yes, it is him, America.
You don't like that hat? I love this hat. You can't put it on wrong. Either way, it's right.
Sherlock
Ned will
Holmes.
carry you the rest of the way with the play-by-play. We got a tied-up ball game here.
We got a good one. Thank you, Joe. And here we go with Jack Billingham taking his warm-ups, going to the bottom of the 5th inning, tied up 1-1, 2 hits for Cincinnati and 4 for the Red Sox before this umbrella crowd at Fenway Park. And the rain is coming down harder now. It's steady, and it's going to be here a while. Here is Rick Burleson.
Number 7.
We got to get some policing done on home plate. We've seen a lot of games out here in this kind of weather this summer. Some that have been held up an hour and a half, started again, held up again. Burleson is having a great series so far at the plate. There's a slider for a strike. He singled his first time up. 4 for 4 in the series. can't do much better than that. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball 2. Strike. Got the black on the outside corner, 2-2.
He's the kind of guy, Burleson is, that you always say of, you got to see him play every day to appreciate him. And it's so true of him, and also Denny Doyle.
He got him out this time. Burley doesn't strike out often, but Billingham got him, and that's number 5 for Jack. 1 down in the Red Sox 5th. Game tied 1-1. Game 2. And here is William Francis Lee. Struck out swinging his first time up. Good bunt. Bench.
What a play!
Beautiful play by Johnny Bench.
Oh, baby, what a play. That's worth the price of admission. You just can't stop to think on that. You got to pick up and throw. And the crowd appreciates this play. Watch him get out of the chute and grab that ball, and he's throwing right now. He was ready to throw. Tremendous play. Here's what it looks like from that camera in left field.
Yeah, the handheld camera to show you again Bench getting out of there, and does he move for a big man? Great throw, and it was a good bunt, too.
Beautiful bunt. And you can, with the weather being what it is, it was a bit wet. Sometimes you throw that an uncalled for spitball on a day like today.
I'll take Mr. Bench anytime.
Oh, take him any way.
Good stop by Billingham. 3 up and 3 down. Nice play by Jack Billingham, the pitcher. And we go through 5 with the score tied up 1-1.
Put the hat off.
Top of the 6th, and Pete Rose up against Bill Lee. Rose 0 for 2, hitless in the series so far, but not anymore. Base hit to left by Rose to start it off in the 6th inning of a 1-1 ball game. And Pete Rose, the model of consistency in 1975 as a switch hitter. He hit .323 as a left-handed against left-handers and .315 against right-handers.
He looked like he was looking for that pitch, didn't he? Looking for the off-speed stuff.
Jumped right on it.
He waited a long time for that one.
Joe Morgan grounded out and walked. Strike, fastball. There is Mr. Gowdy and Marty Brenneman. Kurt Gowdy on the right, and Marty Brenneman, the Cincinnati broadcaster, doing radio today. Watch out. Morgan claims that it hit him. He's claiming that it got his uniform, and plate umpire Nick Colosi says no.
They wanted to appeal to the second base umpire, who is Dick Stello. That's what Morgan is saying. Look out to second base. Stello's saying, what do you want from me? I didn't see it from out here. The whole plate umpire called it. That's Nick Colosi.
That's a little tough to ask a fella at second base to call that play.
And that's going to be taken by Cooper. Throws over to Burleson, gets the out. Nice play by Cecil Cooper at first as they cut down the lead man.
Cooper had a pretty tough play, holding Rose on, as you can see, on this slippery turf. It's been a little bit of a drizzle. Makes a fine play. Has enough composure to get the lead runner, and watch the hard slide by Pete Rose trying to go after Burleson.
It was one of the reasons that Rose doesn't run is to give Morgan that gap, and Cooper makes the good play by getting his man, and now we got that little battle going again here between Lee and Morgan. There's Dick Drago loosening up for the Red Sox, as Ned mentioned.
Yep, first time the Red Sox have had anybody out there today. Lee to first, not in time.
Look at the lead.
Lee will go over there. And again, Lee. And dancing back again.
I'll tell you how I feel. I don't think he'll run with bench hitting if they get 2 outs, although you'd have to be ready for him. You wouldn't want to take that bat out of this big guy's hands. But he's drawing throws.
There he goes.
There he goes. Look at here. He's got it.
Out! Out! Got him again. Denny Doyle making the tag.
You got to give credit to Doyle, Tony.
Good tag and a gun by Fisk on the proper side of the bag. The ball drifted right into the runner. Look at him get rid of the ball with something on it. Good call by Dick Stallo. Great position.
Look where that knee is of Doyle's as Fisk throws the ball. He gives Doyle a chance to set himself. Good tag. That was a good tag. Throw was there, but good tag by Doyle. Good work by Fisk.
Yep. Doyle blocked the base well,
Sure
too.
did. Sure did. And I'm still surprised that he ran.
2 balls, 2 strikes. So Carlton Fisk, who everybody said they're going to run all over the place on him, has thrown out 2 in the series so far. And of course, you got to say, with Morgan and the play and everything, that is not the fastest track out there. It's heavy. To center field, Lynn coming on. He's got it! Fine play by Fred Lynn. Great.
He slips on the first step as he started to break in. Now he's viewed from our center field camera with a great recovery. Second time he's done it today, and he has done this all year long in short left, center, and right field.
Here comes another angle on it. Lynn out. Great catch. Innings over. Going to the bottom of the 6th inning. 1-1.
In the top of the 6th, with 2 men out, Johnny Bench. It's a sinking line drive towards center fielder Fred Lynn. You can see it wasn't just his batting that made Lynn the first rookie in baseball history to be named his league's most valuable player. Watch this play again. Fred Lynn.
Here it is again, the inning-ending catch by Lynn, and actually, it has become rather ordinary here, Joe, the way he's done some of those things.
The amazing thing, he just went like a gopher chewing up the ground, but that he didn't jar the ball loose when his elbows hit.
I thought that might happen, too. Here is Denny Doyle, and they're starting to give it the old Fenway frazzle here. They're starting to talk it up. To Morgan at second. 1 out.
There it is, the schedule for World Series night games. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, if necessary, from Cincinnati, Ohio. Boston Red Sox and the Cincinnati Reds. And we'll have the baseball world of Joe Garagiola. That'll be on. We got Foster Brooks doing the poem. Tony, super. We'll hear that one.
Ball 1.
And at 8 o'clock on Tuesday, we got the Bubblegum Championship on the baseball world.
The Back Club versus Oates.
Johnny Oates. Pressure's on now.
Base hit by Yastrzemski. So Yaz is on with a 1-out single.
Watch that bat of Yastrzemski's. He was wrapping it. He wraps it a bit here and then right into it, and a great follow-through.
Fisk is up. He is 1 for 2. Drove in a run with a single in the first inning.
Ken Harrelson, one of the TV broadcasters up here, the Hawk, told me that he thinks Fisk, for a big, powerful man, can adjust his swing and hit and run and cut down his swing better than anybody he's seen.
Ball 3. 3-2.
Now, what do you do with Yastrzemski?
Send him on his way.
I would,
yeah,
too.
you send him, and I think that Darrell will.
We're unanimous here?
Yep, for the first time.
Well,
I don't know.
we got 2 votes for no downstairs and 1 abstain. We say he's going.
1 out. Yep. And he's going to get second base. Concepcion bobbles the ball and safe all around.
The scouting reports will tell you to play Fisk in the hole. He's a pull hitter. Concepcion was cheating toward the bag. He was not covering, but he was cheating toward the bag so he could get there in the event of a double play. And the ball, a little unusual hop bouncing up. This is not artificial surface.
Difference is Yastrzemski running. Concepcion lost his force-out play at second, and the long throw was a bit too long to get Fisk. So Johnson starting his man paid off.
Yeah, it did pay off. That's the first error of the series so far by the usually very sure-handed Concepcion. Short right. Griffey. And the runners hold as now there are 2 outs. So Lynn 0 for 3 today. Flies to right. And Rico Petrocelli moves in.
Petrocelli yesterday with men on jumped on the very first pitch. They're a very aggressive ball club, these Red Sox. Lynn jumped on the first pitch with men on, and let's see what happens to Petrocelli. I know if I'm catching, I'd have to say, give me some extra on that first pitch.
2 for 5 in the series. He's 0 for 2 this afternoon. Struck out once. 1-1 ball game. Yastrzemski at second. The lead run. Fisk at first. Right. Good breaking ball. Ball 1. Fastball that time. It's 2-1. Didn't get it. Well, it'd have been a slider. 2-2. Ball 3. Foul ball. Have to do it all over. 3-2. Base hit. Is it? Yep. Base hit. Yastrzemski will score. 2-1 Red Sox.
Bottom of the 6th inning, 2 out, 1 on. Rico Petrocelli against Cincinnati starter Jack Billingham. One swing of the bat, and the game turns around. The Red Sox lead 2-1.
Petrocelli on a 3-2 pitch singles in the lead run.
There it is again, too, Ned. That big 2-out RBI base hit. They got it from Carlton Fisk in the first and got it from Petrocelli here in the 6th. That's worth double its weight.
Fisk went to third on the play. So now runners are at the corners with 2 outs, and here's Dwight Evans. Hit by a pitch and struck out. Ball 1. And the count is 2-0 to Dewey. He has trouble with the breaking pitch. They'll throw him a lot of breaking stuff. Ball 3.
And you see this so often up in Fenway, more than any other park. There's Zimmer giving some signs. He's going to let him take a crack at it, and I believe he let Burleson go 3-0 yesterday, got a base hit.
Goes for it. They gave him the green light, which has happened so often in this ball club this year. There goes Rico. Foul ball. Petrocelli took off, and with a foul lashed down into left. The count 3-2 now. Ball 4. Checked with first base umpire Larry Barnett. He says ball 4.
Seen Bench do that before. He tried to steal the pitch. He wanted to call it himself, try and intimidate or influence the umpire's call, and he starts walking away. This looks like a trick you pulled, Joe.
Watch him after the pitch is made as he went around. Up.
What's John?
Hey.
Oh, we got him.
I think he had a legitimate question.
Yeah, I believe he did.
He had a legitimate question.
Umpires will say that's the toughest call to make, the check swing. Well, there's going to be a change of pitchers now. That is going to be all for Billingham on the disputed walk to Evans. Pedro Bourbon, who used to be in the American League and now is over here, and a fine National League pitcher is coming on. There's a break in the action here at Boston. The score, the Red Sox 2 and Cincinnati 1. Pedro Bourbon was 9-5 in 1975. He'll be facing Rick Burleson with the bases loaded. The Red Sox leading 2-1. The sand they have put out on the mound and around home plate for better purchase by the pitchers. It's really not sand, it's some sort of dried fertilizer. Pardon the expression. There's a strike. 0-1. Inside, past Bench, but just a short one. Fly ball, center field. Geronimo there, and that wraps it up. For the Red Sox, a run. They had a couple of hits. There was an error and 3 left, and going to the 7th, it is 2-1 Boston. Tony Perez leading off against Bill Lee. Red Sox leading 2-1, out hitting the Reds 6-3. Strike to Perez. Perez is 0 for 2, struck out and had a fielder's choice, but has an RBI on the fielder's choice. One of the Red Sox runs is unearned. Tailing away with a screwball. The count is 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-2. 2-2.
As you watch Fisk catch, the big guy really gives his pitchers not only a good target, but he takes the monkey off their back by just going there and saying, here's where I want it.
Just outside, ball 3. 3-2. Presents quite a target, too, Joe.
He really does, and he locates the ball for you. After he gives the sign, watch him just move over there.
Lee walks Perez to open the 7th inning. Second walk given up by the spaceman, and it's 1 on, nobody out, and George Foster coming up.
Foster's not the kind of guy you'd expect to bunt, but Rico's playing a little bit in. I think he's going to hit.
He does. Fly ball left center. Lynn right there. 1 out. He was going for it. Foster has the long ball power anyway, and figure you might as well get it out and see if you can hammer one somewhere. 1 out, and Dave Concepcion, the shortstop.
Ned, I get the feeling that Bill Lee wants to have right-handed hitters try and pull him. He hits them on the end of the bat, and they hit those weak, lazy fly balls.
Very high to shallow right. Evans playing shallow, but Doyle is there. Who's got it? Evans.
That'll give you an idea of the kind of range Dwight Evans has in right field. It's very spacious, as you know, here in right. He took that ball almost down the infield.
He did.
And he didn't have that far to come for it either.
And you infielders love that, don't you?
Let the sure man have it. That's the outfield.
See where he grips this one, Tone.
Ken Griffey is 0 for 2. He's grounded twice to Cooper. One was a difficult play, and the other one an easy one. Very fast, Griffey. Off the end of the bat, strike 1. 1-2 to Griffey, another sinking fastball. Strike 3. Little delay there in the call by Colosi, but it is a strike. And Griffey doesn't care for it. He is called out on strikes. Nick Colosi with the call. Going to the bottom of the 7th. Boston 2, Cincinnati 1. Back at Fenway Park, this is Ned Martin with Joe Garagiola and Tony Kubek. The Red Sox leading the Cincinnati Reds 2-1, and Bill Lee first up in the 7th inning after a rain delay. Lee has gone 0 for 2. McEnany is the pitcher for Cincinnati. Will McEnany coming into his 2nd appearance in 2 days. Strike. Lee tried to bunt his last time up, dropped a nice one down the 3rd base line, but a fine play by Johnny Bench got him. It'll be interesting to see how these two pitchers react to the delay. Another bunt attempt, and that's a strike, and the count is 0-2. Lee, in his dealings with the rain, and he's had a lot of them this year, has reacted very well. It hasn't bothered him quite so much as it might some other pitchers that have a hard time getting loose again. Don't know about McEnany. Strikes Lee out, and that takes no time at all, and Lee is out of there. 1 down on the top of the order. Cecil Cooper coming up.
Number 17, Cecil Cooper, first base Cooper.
Down to Concepcion at short. 2 outs.
Number 5,
Denny Doyle up. Doyle has had an infield hit in 3 trips.
second base Doyle.
3-2 to Doyle. 2 outs in the Red Sox 7th. Red Sox 2 and Cincinnati 1. Strike 3 called. He got him. Quick inning for McEnany, who looked very, very sharp. And going to the top of the 8th inning, the score, Red Sox 2, Cincinnati 1. There are the bullpens in action at Fenway. On the left, the Red Sox bullpen, right-hander Dick Drago, and the left-hander throwing now, number 43, Jim Burton. And Raleigh Eastwick, the 3rd, warming up for Cincinnati. We're going to have a, let's see, Bill Lee taking his warm-ups. He'll be allowed a lot, of course, with the rain delay. All he got for warm-ups afterwards was striking out. Looking at that people warming up, Lee and Fisk.
Number 20.
Oh, yeah, here we go, Navy.
Navy Day today here. 200th birthday of the U.S. Navy.
Lee and Fisk, the battery, at one time were 1-2 men as player reps on this ball club. Fisk was a player rep and Lee was assistant. Now Lee is the player rep. Fisk wanted no more part of it. Here is Geronimo leading off and lacing one to center field, but Lynn is there. One out.
Ed Armbruster was in the on-deck circle in the event that Geronimo had gotten on. Now he goes back to the dugout, and Merv Rettenmund has come out. Ned?
Merv Rettenmund, who is one of the 2 American League players, ex-American Leaguers, who ever played in this park before, of the Cincinnati Reds. Rettenmund was a fine outfielder with the Baltimore Orioles.
Right field, if it stays fair, it could be trouble. If it stays fair, it is. Fair ball, home run for Rettenmund.
And actually, he was an unfortunate spot. He was a number 4 outfielder when they had Paul Blair and Don Buford and Frank Robinson. And he was considered one of the best 4th outfielders, but he never really got a chance. Went over to the National League a couple of years ago and hit .239 this year with 2 homers and 19 RBIs. Had a couple of sensational years for the Orioles. There's that changeup, popped up foul, Cecil Cooper there. 2 outs. Rettenmund batting for Billingham, or for the pitcher rather, McEnany, fouls out, and there are 2 away in the Cincinnati 8th, and he started him off with it that time.
Unbelievable. Usually when you have a pinch hitter coming in, you want to show him smoke because he's been sitting there, especially on kind of a cold day like today, but he went the other way. Yastrzemski is playing mighty, mighty close.
The batter, Pete Rose. Yaz playing the shallow left field. That's a base hit. Rose is on with a handle single over Doyle's head. So the Reds have the tying run at first with 2 outs in the 8th. 2 for 4 for Pete Rose. And that's the 4th Reds hit. And Mr. Trouble here for any Red Sox pitcher, Joe Morgan. Been on base twice again today with a walk and a fielder's choice. Grounded out his other time. Chopper charged by Doyle. Got it. Morgan out. Lee dashes into the dugout, and it's no runs, a hit and 1 left. Going to the bottom of the 8th. 2-1 Red Sox.
There's a pretty good study of young Eastwick. I like the shot on the right-hand corner. That's what I like.
Raleigh Eastwick, who had 22 saves.
I tell you why. You get a good. Now I watch the pitcher's head. Now he looks to the ground, then looks up.
I thought you meant the lower right-hand corner because they included the catcher.
Looking at the top. Now watch. He looks at the ground, and that's where he picks you up. I always wanted those pitchers to look at me, even though they were going to get me out. I wanted to know them to know where I was.
Be honest about it anyway, right?
That's right.
Eastwick was some kind of relief pitcher. He had 22 saves this past year, tying Al Roboski of the Cardinals for tops in the National League. He appeared in 58 games, won 5, lost 3, 22 saves, and had a 2.60 earned run average as a rookie. Eastwick from Camden, New Jersey, lives in Haddonfield now. Here's Yaz.
Eastwick, a power pitcher. He comes in throwing strikes, as does McEnany's slider, tailing fastball.
Long drive toward the wall in left center. It is going to be caught out there by Geronimo as the wind held it up. Ball well hit, and on a day with no wind, it might have made the wall. 1 out.
Number 27, Carlton Fisk.
Carlton Fisk has 1 hit today, an RBI single in the first inning. He's 1 for 3. Ball 1. Popped up. Maybe room for bench back near the railing. Nope. 2 rows up. 2-1. Here you got the shot from downtown. Good shot of Fenway Park. 2-2. That was a strike. The slider, 3-2. Sparky Anderson, crew looking a little bit tense right now. 3-2 to Fisk. And he walked him. Fisk draws the walk, the first given up by Eastwick. Freddie Lynn coming up. Lynn is 0 for 3 today. Grounded out, flat out twice. Very high, not too deep, right center. It's going to be Geronimo. 2 outs. Lynn is out, and Fisk returns to first, and here is Mitko Petroselli, the guy that put the Red Sox ahead in the 6th with a 2-out single. There's a base hit to right. Looped in there. Fisk will hold at second. Griffey picks up. 2 on, 2 out. And number 6 has done it again for the Red Sox. Just a little handle hit into right field. Dwight Evans, a batter. Red Sox trying to get an insurance run here. A little pad run in the 8th. They lead 2-1. Evans is 0 for 1. Been hit by a pitch, struck out, and walked.
Geronimo, though, is really directing the outfield. He's got Griffey playing very shallow in right. He's playing shallow in center. Evans has power out in that direction, right center, once in a while, Ned.
Yeah, he does. He can't hit there. Right, good pitch by Eastwick. Good pitch again. Called strike. Count is 2-2 now. Evans not caring for it. Strike 3. He's out. Eastwick got him on the inside corner. No runs, a hit, and 2 left. And going to the 9th, it is 2-1 Red Sox.
The Red Sox clung to a 2-1 lead in the 7th. That's when a 27-minute rain delay hit. And while the sky opened up, so did a Cincinnati Red with a revealing piece of information concerning Bill Lee's pitching strategy.
Right now he's turning the ball over away from us and changing speeds as he's using everything he has, and of course the wind coming in today. He's pitching a very
Johnny Bench had been on national TV, had been interviewed on national TV, and he told everybody in the audience, all the way to Seoul, South Korea, that I was pitching him away and he was going to hit the ball to right field. And not one person told me that was on the interview. And if I had known he was going to do that, I would have thrown him breaking balls in all day long, and we would have won the 2nd game of the World Series.
The preceding announcement was furnished by Major League Baseball. So here we go to the top of the 9th. The Red Sox leading the Reds 2-1 as Bill Lee will face Bench, Perez, and Foster with Concepcion behind them. Lee has pitched a 4-hitter. The go-ahead run by the Red Sox was unearned. That's the kind of ball game this has been. Tough, tight, caught. Here's Bench. Base hit right field, maybe more than 1. Evans tracks it down. Bench will take 2. Double. Tying run at second base, nobody out.
Ned, we didn't get a chance because he hit the first pitch, but they had shifted on him. They had thrown all their strength towards left field and the third base line, and Lee hung a ball outside and had John pull it. He had a tough time pulling it through for a base hit, but he went with it, and it's an extra base hit, and here comes Daryl Johnson.
Johnson out to talk to Lee. It's been a long while since Lee has gone 9 innings, and that was in that the August 24th game. Figuring on what to do now with Bench at second base and the tough part of the order still coming up, and of course with Cincinnati, every part of the order is tough. Tony Perez, a right-handed hitter, to be followed by Foster and Concepcion. They're going to go to the bullpen. They want the right-hander Dick Drago to come on to pitch to Perez. So Bill Lee, who will get quite a hand here as he leads. Here it is. Everybody up at Fenway, the Red Sox faithful. Lee worked 8 innings plus, giving up 5 hits and 1 run. Walked 2, struck out 4, and gives way to Drago. There's a break in the action here at Boston. The score, the Red Sox 2 and Cincinnati 1.
And despite a 27-minute rain delay, Bill Lee holds the Boston lead until the 9th. The lights are on. Johnny Bench is the hitter.
Number 5, Johnny Bench.
Bench looking for an outside pitch, gets it, and hits an opposite field double. Lee leaves. Darrell Johnson goes to his bullpen.
There is Dick Drago, the hard-throwing right-hander who saved 2 ball games in the playoffs, 1 official save. He bailed out pitchers twice, and he did it by just throwing fastballs, Joe.
He, I think, is a throwback to the, what I have to call the old-time relief pitcher who comes in and throws strikes. We went through a period where we had the kind of, what would you call them, the knuckleball, the screwball, the forkball type pitcher. But a guy like Drago goes back to the Joe Page or Ted Wilkes, that kind of ball player, pitcher, relief pitcher. Raditz is another guy, just rear back and throw as hard as he can into the strike zone. He's got a sinking fastball, and you can look for the fastball, but again, it doesn't mean you're going to be able to do anything with it.
Yeah, had a good fastball. Let's take a look at this play again with Johnny Bench going into the right field with the pitch. And that's what he did right there. Doubling to right field to set up an entirely different ball game now as Drago comes on to try to bail out Bill Lee. Drago appeared in 40 games in the regular season. He had 15 saves, won 2, lost 2, and had an earned run average of 3.84. And the first man he'll face will be Tony Perez. All right, we'll see what gives now. 1-1. Doyle bluffing toward second. A chopper toward the middle. Burleson will have to play to first. He gets his man, but Bench goes to third. No other play could be made on a medium-speed ground ball toward the center of the diamond. 1 out and the tying run at third. George Foster, the hitter. And a big, big spot for Drago. The Red Sox bring the infield in. Doyle and Burleson 2 or 3 steps off the grass. The outfield shaded to left on Foster. Check swing, strike 1. Out of play, strike 2. 2 strikes. Just missed. That's what he did.
That was a great pitch because he was going to the outside part of the plate, but if he was going to miss, he was going to miss it to the outside and not give him that good pitch to hit. But here's where he's going to go get him. We'll take a look at that pitch. Now, if you miss outside, which he did. If he misses inside, he's in trouble. But I got to believe he's going out and getting him right now. Here's your pitcher decision.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Foster. Out of play again. He's keeping it away from Foster. Ooh, jammed him that time. Fly ball, shallow, left. Yastrzemski in. Bench playing down the line, won't go home. 2 outs. A big, big out there, Mr. Garagiola.
Yes, sir, Ned, and I tell you, it was a pretty good battle. And Drago shaking off to 1 pitch. I'm sure that Fisk was going to go with the fastball all the way, and many times what you do is put down fastball and have him shake you off. You tell him to shake you off to get that hitter thinking, and what makes you do a thing like that is Foster backing out of the box a couple times. You know he was thinking. That was quite a battle.
So now it's down to 1 out to go for Drago, and a base hit to go for Concepcion if they want to send this game farther than it is, or give the Red Sox a chance in the ninth. Dave Concepcion is 0 for 3. Grounded to short, flied out twice. Bench at third. The windup by Drago. Strike. 0-1. Up and in again.
He is letting out a notch, man. He has really blown that ball.
Hard as he's thrown one.
You notice he's not going to any trick pitches. What got him here is going to get him out of there.
And that's what Concepcion will be looking for. So it's, you know, I got mine, you got yours. Let's see. That may be trouble. Doyle can't make the play, and it's all tied up. Infield hit by Dave Concepcion. No play at all for Denny Doyle except to keep it in the infield. Johnny Bench scores, and the Reds have tied it in the ninth. And here we go again. It was a pitch on the outer edge, then tailing in.
Could really see Concepcion swing down on that ball, and once it got by Drago, there wasn't much Doyle could do but keep it from going to the outfield. He couldn't really make a throw. He was running too hard. Watch the momentum carry him about 3 or 4 more steps. That's the kind when you stop right there, you just don't know what to do with it. You really want to take a bite out of it is what you want to do.
Yeah, or bury it.
Right.
Incidentally, Concepcion's error led to the go-ahead run for the Red Sox, so he evened it up. Griffey is the batter. 0 for 3. Lead run at first. 2 outs. Strike. Well, you can't really fault Drago. He's pouring the coals. He made a good, powerful pitch, and Concepcion got the bat on it to the right place. So it's 1 strike to Griffey. The Red Sox 9th inning will have Burleson, Drago, and Cooper scheduled up. He's keeping him there. And again. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner going. Throw down there. It's Bateman for second base. And an argument by Burleson. Throw a little bit low by Fisk, otherwise he might have had it.
He threw that ball straight down. He gets the ball in pretty good shape, but watch him as he comes up. He guns it down. Kind of right down.
Yep.
Hell, no, just a bit too long. Nice pickup at second base by Burleson.
Hey.
But he was under the tag.
Got in just under the tag on a pretty close play. Well covered. It's now 1 and 2, and the lead run is in scoring position. A single would put the Reds ahead. A good, solid single. Out of play. And again, Griffey hangs tough, spoiling a good pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well hit to left center. It's in there. A run will score. It goes to the wall. Picked up by Lynn. Double. And it's Reds 3, Red Sox 2. Ken Griffey, with 2 strikes on him, behind on the count, 1 and 2, picked on the fastball and found the alley with a clutch double. And the Reds have gone ahead for the first time in the series.
The ball club was down. They were almost saying, wait till we get you in our home ballpark, but Griffey has just given them a lead. And Griffey, who has kind of been in the shadows of the benches, Perez, Rose, and Morgans, it was his bunt that beat Pittsburgh, and now it's his extra base hit that puts him ahead.
The run charged to Drago. The other 2 runs charged to Lee. So now, the game has really changed around, and the Reds have the advantage, and they are going to put this man on. Geronimo is going to get the walk with first base open, which will send up Eastwick. Doyle to Burleson. Got the bag in time, and Eastwick is out, or he forces out the runner Geronimo. 4-6. Going to the bottom of the 9th. 3-2 Cincinnati. So it's the bottom of the 9th inning. Cincinnati leading the Red Sox 3-2. Rick Burleson will be first up. There'll be a pinch hitter for Dick Drago, and then Cecil Cooper, as Raleigh Eastwick has a chance to nail one down in the big one. And a very big one for the Reds. 3 runs, 7 hits for Cincinnati, 1 error. 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Red Sox, and that's how even the game has been.
Ned, you've seen the Red Sox all year. Well, Burleson, is this a bunt situation for him for the base hit?
Not often, no. I don't think so. We'll see, with Rose playing third. They want to get a man on right.
I noticed Bench moved Rose in at third, and that's the reason I ask you.
He could do it, but he doesn't often to lead off an inning. We'll see now. Red Sox down by a run. You can play for tie at home. Swinging and off his foot.
Oh, boy.
And Burleson's caved in a little bit there.
There it goes. It's a sinker ball. Fastball in. It goes right down. Right off this left foot, boy. And if that doesn't make you late for the dance, nothing will.
1 strike to Burleson. Ball 1. Pop up, shallow right. Look how shallow Griffey was playing. Foul ball catch. 1 out. He was way in.
Carbo.
Bernie Carbo, who used to play with the Cincinnati Reds, is coming up to bat. He is going to hit for Drago.
He's tattooed that wall, especially earlier this year, hasn't he, Ned? Got
He had
that
a great
inside-out
first
swing.
half. Has an inside-out swing. He uses the wall, and he hit a batch of home runs. Had a lot of game-winning hits. And he did the same. Well, he went a little farther this year than he did last. Last year was about a half season. He went about 3/4 before he started tailing off, and he got hurt. Stings one to left. It is going to be caught by Foster. Went to the opposite field, but Foster was playing him just right. And now there are 2 downs, and the Red Sox are down to their last out. Cecil Cooper is up. He is 1 for 4. He doubled to left in the first inning. The other 3 times up, he grounded out. The crowd, which was roaring before, quieted in the top of the ninth, and they're still quiet.
Played tight on the lines. Deep in right field to protect against the extra base hit. What a hole he's got down the right field line.
He's got a lot of green there to aim for. You've got to see all that space between Griffey and the foul pole. This should do it. Popped up towards short. Concepcion there, and that's it, as the Reds take it in the second game of the series. 3 up and 3 down in the 9th inning. Nothing across. The final score, Cincinnati beating the Red Sox 3-2 with a winner, Eastwick, and the loser, Dick Drago.
Well, a happy Cincinnati ball club heading for the clubhouse. It really picked them up. It was Johnny Bench who got us started in the 9th inning, and after 2 outs, Concepcion's base hit, an infield hit, scored Bench, who would move to third on a bouncing ball by Perez, a double by Griffey, and it's 3-2. And that's it. The final score, once again, Cincinnati 3, Boston 2. The World Series is tied at a game apiece. This is Joe Garagiola with Ned Martin and Tony Kubek saying goodbye from Boston.
Number 41, Dick Drago, now pitching for Boston.
Got a man on second base, Dick. I'll tell you what, just get right. Second sign, all right. But the thing about it is just go right in and hard, in and out, up and down. So we get right after him. Come on.
Dick Drago gets 2 quick outs.
Concepcion, the shortstop.
Tying run is on third, 1 out left, and Concepcion is the batter. Bouncing ball up the middle, an infield hit, and the game's tied. Cincinnati's base running speed, so far not a factor, suddenly becomes very important. Ken Griffey at bat. Concepcion breaks for second. Makes it. And the tie-breaking run is in scoring position. Griffey doubles to left center field. Concepcion scores to make it 3-2. That's the way it ends, and the 1975 World Series leaves Boston tied 1 game apiece.